Now, from the Low Country's news leader, this is Live 5 News.
Shocking accusations of corruption with elected officials in North Charleston and the FBI's investigation leading to several charges that all was announced this afternoon by the Department of Justice. North Charleston City Councilmen Jerome Heyward, Mike A. Brown, and Sandino Moses face charges along with their associates Tory Fields, Hicks, Donavan Moten, Lorenzo, and Michelle Stent Hilton. Emily Johnson joining us now after digging through all of those federal court filings today. Emily, those documents show that two of these council members tried to line their pockets with public money, while another failed to report it after he learned about it.
Yes, Ann, and this investigation was a partnership involving the Department of Justice, FBI, and South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, with the results pointing to a profound betrayal of trust by our elected officials. The three North Charleston City Councilmen face charges of extortion, embezzlement, and bribery, all relating to the misuse of city funds. Heyward faces the largest number of charges at 14 counts. Brown faces 3 counts, and Moses at 1 charge for accepting bribes. According to court documents, Heyward claimed that he had significant influence and control over elected officials on city council. Brown even stated that he took money to help with his son's wedding expenses. Now, these allegations also involve a couple of nonprofits that, in return for getting awarded a violence reduction grant from North Charleston, they could pay Heyward 20% of what they received. Documents state the two nonprofits were awarded $100,000 each, $40,000 of which went to Heyward as a kickback. The FBI's investigation began in February of last year and included wiretaps of Heyward's phone, which these calls, investigators say, really detailed the bribes.
These council members used their positions not to serve their community, but to enrich themselves. They traded the power entrusted to them by the citizens of North Charleston for their own personal gain.
And now only 4 of the 8 charged have agreed to plead guilty, which they will do this Friday, and the other 4 will be arraigned on March 11th. Now, these indictments accuse 2 council members and a lobbyist, Hicks, of conspiring to solicit kickbacks in exchange for their influence on the rezoning of a property for a boat manufacturing plant. Now, our Justin Kollar has been looking into the bribery side of this investigation. Justin, how much money do investigators say that these elected officials really accepted?
Well, Emily, according to those FBI investigations, the investigators say that the councilmen Mike Brown and Jerome Heyward took bribes in the form of thousands of dollars from consultant Hicks to sway a rezoning vote for a boat manufacturing plant. Now, documents say FBI recordings show that Hicks paid Brown $1,000 and Heyward $2,500, which of course violates federal bribery laws. Now, these bribes relate to a boat manufacturing company based in Berkeley County that was working to rezone a 46-acre North Charleston property along the Ashley River. During council discussions about rezoning last March and April, Hicks allegedly paid Brown and Heyward in exchange for their support on the city council in the land listed on the rezoning application, which you may recall was formerly the site of the Baker Hospital. Now, the documents we looked through say cash payments were made just days before that key vote that would have allowed a combined use multi-phase park, with a portion of that property then going to build a manufacturing plant. Now, while Seafox Boats is not named in the indictments, we looked at the minutes from the city council meeting referenced in those documents, and the minutes show that on the day the council discussed the rezoning request for Seafox Boats on a 46-acre property along the Ashley River, the boating company was itself in talks with North Charleston City Council in March and April of 2024, working to build a manufacturing plant on the property in question. Now, at this same time, red flags were raised by the South Carolina Environmental Law Project, who had addressed a letter to North Charleston's decision makers, condemning the use of, quote, quid pro quo during talks of that effort to rezone. The documents show us that this is when the FBI began intercepting Heyward's communications. Officials say the FBI conducted 2 30-day periods of interceptions from April 17th to May 16th of 2024, and again from June 6th to July 5th. Now, in those FBI recordings, it revealed that Mike Brown's need for that money was to help his son with wedding expenses. In one particular conversation that you can see here, Hicks said, "Let me ask you this, Jerome, Heyward. This is how we eat on the backside in my mind. If we're able to pull that off and I keep the deal with the company like I work that out, he keeps me on board and then I set my price, we continue to eat, right?" The indictment outlines how the conspirators allegedly took steps to conceal their actions from the public they serve and their fellow council members. In the studio, I'm Justin Kollar.